afraid every time. You were right though. It's not from when you whistle. It's not too far back.
You were. That was a whistle.
That
attempt.
was an attempt. I have it in me too. I'm just
your hole's too big. That's the problem.
My hole's too big.
Yeah.
I need a tighter hole.
And Jinx, you owe me a BJ.
Oh,
sorry.
When did it used to be a Coke?
We're adults now.
I
dude.
get that. Yeah.
And
it's hard to keep
I'm
up
cutting
with
back on
everything.
sugar.
For those listening at home, those were both mine.
No.
All right.
Yeah, you.
But
suck.
as soon as I do, you're gonna hate the head, from the Jinx. Because
No, that's you got good. I mean, it sounds dry actually.
It is.
All right, enough. Well, hold on. I'm gonna let me double check here that I just got paranoid that I didn't start recording myself. Let's see. Oh yeah.
You were on.
Yeah.
We caught all those moments.
Yeah, we're catching it.
We're catching it. How are you, sir?
Like Pokemon.
Like Pokemon. Did you play Pokemon?
Catch 'em
as a
all.
kid?
I played Pokemon. Yeah, dude.
Like
That was cool as hell.
I never did it. Wait, you
Makes
didn't?
sense.
Okay. I think this has been a tough first 3 for me.
You failed to whistle and you didn't play Pokemon.
I did not. Did you do the video games and the cards, or just the video? You definitely didn't just do the cards.
No, I mean that's first of all. When did you play Pokemon? No, I never played the card game. You're an absolute loser if you know how to play the. I had the cards.
Okay.
I would look at them and be like, "This is sick."
That's what I did with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had them, but I never played the game. I would just trade them.
That's next level loserdom.
Okay.
To play Yu-Gi-Oh. Although
to play, it's more losery to play Yu-Gi-Oh than just to collect them.
No,
Okay.
I collected them too.
Okay.
Obviously, it's cool as hell to do that.
I mean, naturally.
Yeah.
No, I never. But did you play it? Were you a big Pokemon guy?
No, I wasn't a big Pokemon guy, but just those were some of the most fun Game Boy games.
Okay. Well, you're older than I am, so you're more tapped into that.
That's true.
Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. You go way back. You're a Game Boy kid. I was more on the DS end of things.
It's true. I mean, you are, and let's be honest, Pokemon was over by the time 2 years after I started playing. Obviously, no one. No, I guess I don't know. My brother's your age.
Sure.
And he was playing too, so I think
your
just
brother's
were
a loser. Have we not discussed this?
Well, we have, but we should keep that off.
Off
the pod.
No, he's a winner.
He's a great guy.
He's a true champion.
Yeah, love you, Matt. But I don't know. Although I mean, talk about. I don't know who's the real loser because I have watched extensive YouTube videos talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game beef, and the card game of Yu-Gi-Oh, like how you can actually play the game,
right? And
there's tournaments and stuff.
Sure.
And I was watching extensive videos of beef between players.
Oh. Rivalries
between certain professional Yu-Gi-Oh players.
First of all, I did not know you could be professional at that.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple.
I guess they're I don't know if they're what does professional mean? They're the top of the line though. That's for sure.
What's their one sleep with another's girlfriend situation? Or they played dirty, or
there was a cheater.
There was a cheater.
There was a cheater.
How do you cheat? I mean, I don't know how you play, so I guess I don't know how you cheat.
Yeah, I don't know exactly either. I think he was he was stacking his deck in a certain way, and I think he was also being it's so Yu-Gi-Oh's not watched that closely.
No. Or that farly.
Obviously. So
at any distance.
So there can be a guy who just moves, he just puts a card away that he drew, and he's hopefully no one saw that, and then he didn't, and then he wins the biggest tournament ever.
Sure.
You can't really do that with football or anything. They'll notice.
No.
You can't it's the professional Yu-Gi-Oh, you could be I wasn't ready. You can't do that in football.
There's a redo. We're doing a redo.
Something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Something or other.
But you enjoyed the beefs?
It's a good. I mean, I'll watch I'll watch all
any-
sorts of stuff.
Watch any type of beef.
Yeah. Exactly. I like drama. I'm a drama hound.
I am too, honestly.
Yeah,
But I think it's different types of drama.
for sure. What kind of drama do you like? Because
Entertainment Tonight. Like it's celebrity gossip.
That's true. You do follow.
That's I like all of those. Like the amount of celebrity stuff, like Real Housewives and like drama that I see about them without watching. I don't know who these people are, but I do get their gossip. I like gossip. I think less beef, more gossip.
Yeah, I think my mom does facials for one of the housewives.
I would like to be a fly on the wall for this. It does get me going. I like knowing who cheated on Brad and who Brad liked her sister and
it always revolves around Brad.
it did no, but there is always a Brad and who's getting the house and the whole, that's my type of. I think it was good. I don't know. My mom. I remember as a kid. I do really remember as a little kid, like when I would go grocery shopping with my mom, and like in the checkout aisle, they would have all those like People magazine and stuff, and I would like peruse it. Like at 7 years old, I'd be like Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
as a kid.
And some of them are. It's funny because to you as a kid, they're all equal news, right?
Yeah.
There's but some of them are like just full on lies. Like some of them.
Oh sure.
Where it's and then like I was always dipping my toes into the National Enquirer at the checkout line.
Were you actually?
Oh yeah, that's the one that interests me because you're seeing like, oh, is Jennifer leaving Brad? I mean, okay, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean to hit a real life Brad.
Right.
Is she leaving a Brad Pitt or whatever? And then fucking and then like a couple magazines over, you see Jennifer Aniston leaving Brad has a love child with an alien, and you're like, now this is what's going on here?
Yes,
this is there. I'll tell you what, People is burying the lead.
I did love that stuff though. I really did, and my mom would also like. I'd grab the lower shelf one, and she'd grab the higher shelf.
Yeah.
We would just.
You take the high.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun. It was. I don't know.
Well, my mom religiously watched Extra and Entertainment Tonight 5 days a week. Like literally.
What's Extra?
Extra is. It's Entertainment Tonight,
sure.
like, but it's the I go extra,
Okay,
like that.
Sure.
And it would be on right before Entertainment Tonight, so it would be like from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Or no, okay, I'm gonna say from not that this matters. 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, it would be Extra, and then from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, it was Entertainment Tonight, and it was the same exact program. My mom would watch both.
Yeah.
2 hours of just like
because there's no way one of them's covering something that the other is not.
No, like it's literally the same thing, and my mom would be, and that's how I learned what gay meant for the first time. I remember specifically like sitting on the couch, and my mom was watching one of the big two, either E.T. or Extra.
Sure.
And she was like, and it was like, is Britney Spears gay? This was like head shaving era.
Sure. I remember.
Do you? Because you don't even know about Pokemon. Right? You're too young for that.
But that's the thing is I do know this. I do remember this.
While I was playing Pokemon, you were tapped into Entertainment Tonight.
Yes.
Well, head shaving, they were like, is Britney Spears gay? And I was like, what's that? And my mom's like, it's just nothing. Like, don't even worry about it.
You don't need to worry about it. Your brother does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and then I also remember, I remember eventually I did learn what gay meant. And I had another.
Someone called you that. You're like, I'm Britney Spears.
I'm like, yeah, well.
You shave your head.
I'm in good company.
Yeah.
Freaking. I remember I asked my mom. I was like, "What's rape?" Because I don't even know how that came up. To be honest, we were just having. It was just a nice dinner.
Horrible week for Britney.
Yeah, I was like, "What's rape?" And my mom, for some reason, I don't know if my mom was explained it wrong, which she is often want to do, or I just misunderstood it. But I heard it as my mom telling me that rape was just any time you had sex in the butt. I feel like she was like hitting me like, if someone puts their penis in your butt, you've been raped, basically.
There's no way someone would want that.
And so that's what I thought it was. So I was like, I remember like just being on the bus and like with my friends later and like just rape came up again. It was a big week for rape, and I was like, no, gay guys like to rape each other. Like I just used all my knowledge in one bus trip while listening to like, come and get you on. I got the right type of temperature to turn you on.
You had Sean Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Want to be the papa? You could be the mom.
I'm trying to think of one of my dumbest childhood logic. Oh, I think I probably have told you this story, but I remember I didn't know what I knew what gay was because I had two
Gay sex.
Yeah, but even at the time I thought it was just sex.
Yeah.
But I knew. Oh, because I had two great uncles who were gay.
Yeah.
And so that was explained to me. And I have a fantastic joke about it that'll be hitting Netflix in 6 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And
Optimistic.
8 to 12. 8 to 12. But no, but I have two great uncles who are gay, and it was explained to me. They were like they love each other like mommy and daddy, which they definitely loved each other more.
Oh shit.
But I remember I knew that guys, because of that, I knew guys could like guys. But I had no idea that women also liked women because no one told me that.
Yeah.
And so I remember as a kid, I listened to Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl."
Oh, I remember that, dude.
I remember that, and she's lying on. It's like a front lawn. I think she's lying with a big sun hat and like some type of swimsuit. I think a bikini, like on my cover, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, but I didn't know girls could kiss other girls. And I just remember thinking, this dude that sings "I Kissed a Girl" has a beautiful voice.
And sweet rack.
And the woman on his album cover is really hot.
Wow, so that's how hard you were. And I mean, that's hilarious.
And it just came from no place of like, that's wrong. It was totally like, I didn't. It's like if you just didn't know, you had no idea it was a thing. And then and then you and you're like, oh, that makes way more sense than what I thought. That makes.
I thought this man had an angelic voice.
And then a really beautiful woman on his album cover.
No, that song shook me to my core when I was 5th grade, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 6. And it just literally, it was the talk of the town for my age demographic. Like we were literally, I remember like being with my boys playing Modern Warfare 2, playing that song because it was a banger.
Yeah.
Playing that song, and I remember like being like, we were like, do you think she's really a lesbian? Like we were debating whether she was really actually a lesbian or not. And I don't think she is. I think she just kind of like co-opted. She made a hit song.
Was bi a thing then?
Nah.
No,
that didn't come out until a couple years ago.
Yeah, it really didn't though. It was around, but it there was no LGBTQ. There was G for anyone or for any of those.
I mean that's wrong, but it sounds
gay.
Good. Huh?
I feel like if you were any of those, you just got called gay back in the day.
That's true. I mean, yeah. Well,
all of those existed most certainly, but like it wasn't like the terminology was not going around like that.
Yeah, I think I knew about it.
Really?
Honestly,
you knew
LGBT.
LGBTQ?
No, Q is new. Q is new as
you knew
like,
LGBT in 3rd grade.
I didn't know it.
But like you think those terms were being?
Yeah, I think LGBT was for sure. I bet it was invented in the fucking 80s, dead ass.
Oh no, I sure. But like it was like I'm sure it was around. But you like heard it. I doubt I heard that.
Well, you were very sheltered. You weren't even playing Pokemon.
That's true, but I was in a very like small San Francisco. I don't remember hearing that at least until definitely not 3rd grade. Like later, maybe 7th, 6th, 7th. 8th.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But like as like an 8-year, no.
No, that's true. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, you're from San Francisco, so if that wasn't getting around to you, then it might not.
I was like, well, also I think you also I forget at least. Like I was like how 3rd grade, how little you are. Like 3rd graders are like. I mean, what are you like 9? like those. Like I see these kids running around the park. Like you know nothing. You know nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know shit.
Although it would be interesting. I mean, I bet those kids right now could like school me like in iPads and iPhones and all that because they're just around.
They've been using it since they were a baby because that's all the like parents just give their phones to the baby. It's like they can't even like the baby has to hold it like this because his neck isn't strong enough yet, but he's getting the phone up there.
You see that on the train sometimes with these kids. They're just like locked in on the. Yeah, that's the only way.
For sure, it's so, and it's such a pathetic cheat code for parents. Like honestly, you're a shitty parent if you give your phone to a kid to be like, oh, like you try dealing with it. Guess what? People have
forever
dealt with it for so long. You just don't want to be a parent.
Yeah,
you just want to not do that, which is, and you're fucking your kid over as a result.
But do you think you're screwing over your kid, or is that like what just every kid's gonna be? Like would you almost you're screwing over your kid if they don't, in the sense, grow up with all this stuff? Because then they're just so far behind. I'm with you. Like I'm just saying to the like I agree. Like, but you know how much of a disadvantage you would be at if you were like 12 and you had no idea how to like work a phone or not, like, or I don't know.
I'm not saying keep it away till 12. And I don't know. I figured it out pretty quickly. I got my phone in 5th grade. Although it was a Nokia.
Like it was I had a keyboard one, I think in 6th grade. I don't think I had an iPhone. I had an iPhone, I think, in high school.
Yeah, I didn't get an iPhone until like 8 months ago or whatever.
But you were using you had an Android or something.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But I actually held on to I didn't have like a touch screen phone until like after high school.
Really?
I was sticking with. I was one of those like fuck this shit type of kid.
Really?
I was like,
it's never gonna catch on.
No, I just was like, nah, this is I had no. Honestly, I would still like to have a flip phone if I.
You do kind of like that though. You do kind of like going against the grain a bit in general. I feel.
And I genuinely think it's way better
for you.
Yes, and a way better life. Like it's way more fun to just interact with people.
I mean, I have no counter to that. I mean, for sure are correct. Like that is, I got a notification the other day that like my screen time was like 5 hours a day, which has been It used to be hovering around 3, and I was like, this is no bueno.
No,
this is not.
Something is
No,
we lost the plot.
And you simply cannot do that on a flip phone. Like you can't.
That would be impressive as fuck. Like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, I guess it does take longer to send texts.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even know.
Snake.
I guess you would hit it like the right amount of times to get a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And some of them had 4 letters, and that was you're taking all day. If you're trying to send a Q, you might as well fucking push your plans back because.
Which is also why stuff like LOL and all that stuff made way more sense back then. Now it's.
But and now, I mean, some of the phones, like, they try to, like, do it for you. I hate, one of the things I hate the most about the iPhone is the OMW that gets auto-corrected to on my way with an exclamation point.
Oh, yeah. When it gets, like, big or, like they, no, I don't need that.
That's insane. Like, it's just, I'm trying to say OMW.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm cool like that, and I'm chill. But then it hits you with the exclamation point, all caps, on my way.
And that's not your style.
No,
you're not a...
I'm never that excited to go anywhere.
I was going to say, you're probably not a big exclamation mark guy.
No, I mean, that's... I definitely want something from you if I'm hitting an exclamation. Yeah. Or I'm, like, trying to make sure I'm not angry with you.
Right. Yeah, you're... I would love to perform at your club. Thank you.
Thank you, period, is like...
I'll do thank you, exclamation mark.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Although I think I'm fighting against the exclamation. I keep saying exclamation.
Exclamation
mark. Exclamation point.
Does
I'm
not
fighting...
roll off the tongue.
No, not this one. I'm fighting using that, and I did hit to a comedy club a thank you, period, this week.
How did it work?
They worked good. They said, "See you then."
Ooh, period.
Yeah.
They put an
They
exclamation.
did hit a period, and I was like, "Oh, now they're mad at me."
Oh,
These
snap.
assholes. Anyway, I mean, listen, we're riding high off of we had a very successful TikTok video.
Welcome to all the new followers.
This is what's up?
This is what you signed up for.
Is this as good as that clip led on?
That was fun. That was. I mean, that was shocking. You came in here and you were like, one of them's doing pretty well, which has been said once before.
Yeah.
And that was because you tried to get me to say the N-word.
Which is
was
what I
funny,
wanted,
which is good.
and which is what I wanted to talk to you about because we've had a few do relatively well.
Right.
We've had 2 do relatively well, and then we've had like 2 more do well for our
Respectable.
standards. For our standards, they did well. And I was noticing some commonalities between them, right? Because obviously we're trying to get this going again, and I think we should try to get another clip here today.
Yeah.
Here's the commonalities I've noticed. We've got we talking about weed, smoking weed. The people love weed.
People love weed.
We've got being gay. That's another thing. It was a big hit. We got a lot of gay followers from us talking hypothetically about what would it be like if we boned.
Right. A top bottom situation.
Yeah, top
right?
yeah. Top bottom. But
I forgot about that one.
then we had you almost saying the N-word.
Right.
That might be it. Is that? And then we had you applying for the FBI.
Yeah, that was the other one that did. I think a couple thousand people watched that.
Like 11.
Yeah, something that changed the course of my life.
Yeah. So I guess now how do we combine those elements to create another viral clip? Because that's our goal for today. I say we try to
N-word, FBI, gay, weed. Okay.
That might be it. Just saying that.
FBI, gay, N-word, weed.
FBI gay. That's the caption for
sure.
Or maybe that's the episode title. FBI gay N-word weed.
I mean, that's worth clicking on.
Dude, what that would be. That's a great strain name, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're like, just like imagine hitting some with the boys, and you're like, what is this shit? This shit's good. This is FBI gay N-word weed.
Oh, shoot. I really taste the N-word.
FBI gay N-word weed. That shit. The FBI would concern me.
Yeah, dude. It's after a huge hit. What was the first? Actually, what were all of those?
FBI gay N-word weed. I like weed. The weed part is I'm into.
I shouldn't have asked.
I'm into everything, actually.
Yeah.
No hate.
Those are our demographics, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't like that.
Take that back right now.
I take that back. I was really thinking of the FBI and the pothead. That's really not our time. I'm so sorry.
I don't refer to anybody as an N-word, first of all.
Oh, God.
Although, real quick, as a quick side note, and we'll get back to this, do you know what that reminded me of is, I remember
what I just said.
Yeah. How differently, like, the N-word has been treated over the years.
Sure.
Because I remember the first time I ever smoked weed. 8th grade, before school, met my boy K Pasa, at his name's Chris. I don't know why I tried to be cool there.
For sure. I was like, do I know?
I met my boy Chris in the bathrooms at this park right next to the middle school, which is where everyone would fight. It was called Meadows. And I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, like, I'm getting tutoring help. Can you bring me to school early?
Yeah, you need it.
She's like, I love you so much, son. And she took me to school, and then I hopped the fence into the park, met up with my boy Chris, went in the bathroom, and we were with this other kid who will remain nameless, but he was a large black gentleman.
Same grade?
Same grade, but he was definitely like
Alpha.
11th grade size, for sure, but 8th grade brain. Okay. And age. Birth certificate. But he was, anyway, I remember we were like all like it was my first time smoking weed. We were all like sharing this joint, and then the kid, his name's Desmond. I'll just say his name is Desmond, and he goes, "Yo, fucking," to me. He goes, "Yo, don't N-word lip it." Except he said the word.
Yeah.
And he hit ER too.
Oh.
He's like, "Don't N-word lip it," and I was like, "Oh, my bad, Desmond." Like, but like we all just took it as like. That's what it's called. You know,
Right.
like, even he was like, "That's what." Like he wasn't questioning how racist that term is, and nobody was like. I was like, I so apologize.
My bad.
And I also got what it meant immediately. Like, unfortunately, I was like, "Yeah, oh, sorry, I'm putting this whole thing in my." Anyway, that was not worth it.
No, that was 1,000% worth. Did you get high your first time?
I did. Well, it was.
So you had to go to school after.
I went to school, and here's the thing: I didn't know it was Crazy Hat Day. It was. It was Crazy Hat Day at school.
Must have been a spectacular day,
Bro.
for you.
Right, I'm like walking, and I remember I asked my friend Chris, I'm like, "How do I know if I'm high?" And he's like, "Are you high?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But then we walk into school, and the first thing I see is a kid with a squid on his head, and I was like, "Dude."
We're doing this every day.
Because I didn't know. Well, like, I honestly didn't even know what to expect. I was like not sure. I'm like, am I gonna be seeing things? Like,
Yeah, who can you ask?
yeah.
Did you have like, I don't know. I guess maybe you had like a desktop at home. I'm trying to think. Like, what could you even look that stuff up? Like, you know.
This is how old do you think I am, man?
Well, it's like, but
Did you even have the technology?
But I'm trying to no. But that's what I mean, though. But like, but yeah. Because I'm thinking back to me in 8th grade. Like, I didn't have a laptop. You can't ask your parents. What, you're gonna look up what does we do on the school laptop? You don't have a phone. Who are you gonna ask? You're the older sibling. Like, it's like you know.
I did have a laptop. I got a laptop for my bar mitzvah. Actually,
See, that's where we're. I did not have that. I did not have any of that until give me a little credit.
No, it's hey.
I know from around when you were from, but I didn't have. We had a family desktop. And I think I got an iPad with a keyboard when I went my freshman year of high school. But I definitely couldn't. I don't know what I would have looked. We had like school laptops, but I would have not looked up.
Yeah, you can't.
How does what weed work?
Yeah, you don't want to get caught doing that. Okay, back to our viral video.
Sure. All right. Wait, I have a couple questions. Can I ask about you first day of? So you were high. You were staring at these crazy hats and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get like? Did anyone say anything? Did you go to?
No.
Did you go to school high a lot?
No.
No, that was like
I mean, like I had a little phase of it after that. Like I think it was like every Tuesday.
Oh, even then there was moderation, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like you would still look. We weren't like, let's do that tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it was every. Yeah, I didn't. Every Tuesday we would go, and my mom would take me to school so I could get tutored.
Does she know?
I don't know.
Is this how this news gets broken to?
I mean, she's not gonna watch, but I don't think she would really care.
No, I mean, I'm sure now it's probably water under the bridge.
I just get grounded.
David, was it a thrill?
It was cool. I remember I kept smelling my fingers.
Okay.
I was like,
did you tell the other kids too?
of course I did.
That's what I meant.
Literally, like me and Chris, everybody, we all walked and we like to the courtyard, and we were all sitting on the bench, all the high kids, and all our friends were gathering around, like, yo, they smoked. Yo, they smoked.
I'm shocked you didn't get caught.
And then my friend,
like someone didn't blab that, because there's no way your whole grade knew. They had to know, because the kids talking that, you know.
Yeah, no, it was weird. The talk of the town.
But they held it down. That no teacher caught that.
I'll tell you, I don't associate with snitches, Max.
But people you associate, they associate with snitches. Well, they were one snitch, and you had such big news at the day. I mean, there's no like.
I'll tell you what, man. Just from talking to you, I know you would have snitched.
That's so mean and inaccurate. That's so inaccurate.
You would have cried. Just knowing your friend.
You think so lowly of me. You think so lowly. I would have never snitched on you. I would have never done it. I wouldn't have snitched. We wouldn't have talked. No one that we knew would have talked. You would have hated me, and I would have.
You would have looked up to me.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college, and my brother was telling me he was smoking weed in high school. I was like telling him that's not the move. Like I was, I would have. But again, I never told my mom. Like I never but I was definitely. That's my line. That would have been. I was not a snitch. I was lame. But even I knew. I was like, you can't.
You can't. I mean, you got to keep it close to the vet.
I
mean, your brother would have beat your ass if you snitched on him.
Yeah, but
your nerd ass Navy self.
That's moves. You think you're so mean to me, dude?
Sorry.
You're so mean.
No, that's past Max. Like current Max is cool as hell.
Yeah.
I am bullying past Max right now.
You are, yeah.
But no, this current Max.
I would have been your tutor. I would have been that tutor you didn't show up to. Sure.
Yeah. And you'd be like, Mom, I don't know why I keep showing up for this guy.
Yeah, dude.
No, you would have been a 6th grader.
I would have been I still probably would have been tutoring
for sure, with your California education.
Yeah, dude.
You would have been the smartest kid. You would have been our valedictorian.
You think you didn't have like one or two just like studs?
I told you we had Peter Lynn.
That's right. That's right. How could I forget Peter Lynn?
Peter Lynn, his dream was to go to Harvard, and he didn't get in. Our best and brightest.
Sure.
Didn't make. No, so yeah, nobody. I mean, there was one kid that did go to Harvard, but it was for football.
Okay. But you still got to be pretty bright.
Yeah.
You still got to be pretty bright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was a shining star.
He was in a dark night.
Yeah. And I remember he also played trumpet.
Yeah.
And he played Concerto for Cootie at our some concert right before I graduated, and that song is so awesome because it's like a muted trumpet, so it goes like.
That's epic.
Anyway.
Was he nice at football too?
I don't know. I guess. I mean,
I'm
I'm sure he was good enough to get a full ride to Harvard.
On the Harvard.
Which you're not. Okay, here's the thing about these Ivy League schools, because they can't give athletic scholarships. That's like a rule.
Really?
So yeah, so they'll like give you'll technically get an academic scholarship, but you'll to play football, right? But because of that, you can quit football and still have your scholarship. It's like this loophole type situation.
Huh.
Yeah.
What would the question be? You start with a would you?
Did I?
Yeah.
Mm.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's sick. I mean, I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, would you?
I was like, you started with would you, and you went on. I was like, none of those things apply to me.
What did I say would you about?
You just were like, would you? And then you started explaining the scholarship thing. I think you were like, would I do that? Maybe it was a wait.
Would you? Anyway.
Would I bail on my team? Absolutely not. The Harvard Crimson or whatever they are?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Crimson.
My brother and I got really high at Harvard once.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're entering Cool Max territory.
No, that's when that was 3 years back or whatever. We went to see a Chris Stapleton concert. But I turned the page. I turned the page.
Yeah, no.
We were in Boston. That's where I got my Harvard at. That's how cool of an institution that is. We went there, and him and I just started smoking weed on their campus, and we were sitting there in silence on this bench. And my brother just turned to me and he was like, "These kids' parents must be so proud of them."
My God, you and your brother have the worst high thoughts ever.
It was so funny, dude. Well, it's just, and then there was one kid from his class that went to Harvard to play on the baseball team. And I asked him, I was like, would you want to run into him? And he was like, God, no. What? Tell him I got high at his school and admired him? What are you doing? We just wanted to watch you guys in the future.
Damn. No, I think that kid he's like studying and a nerd and all that. And then he runs into your brother and he's like, what are you doing here? And your brother's like, getting high. He's like, damn it, he's still cool.
He's still so sick. Anyway, what were we talking? Viral video.
Our
success.
Our viral clip for our FBI gay N-word weed clip.
I mean, also Corbin. Corbin was a key component of. Some would say the main component of.
I know
our success.
If my phone wasn't recording right now, I would take my phone out and call him and ask him to do something good.
Get him on the horn.
Let's horn
Corbin.
Hornbin.
Hornbin.
Okay.
I think what was so funny about was, I mean, now I'm just analyzing our one successful video, but just how sincerely you thought you knew it, and just how much he was like, no.
Well, clearly I struck a chord with the people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were like.
So did he. Both, and I wore a crazy shirt. That was my
You
role. I sat in the corner and did nothing.
And someone said you were like the dollar store version of like one of Mr. Beast's friends or something.
Oh. I don't even know what that means, but that hurts. No one wants to be the dollar store or anything.
And let alone Mr. Beast's friend. You're not even Mr.
God.
Beast. You're his friend.
Like the styrofoam cup boys.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't think that's what they're called.
No, that was my dollar store version.
Oh.
They're the plastic cup boys.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's good. You're pretty funny, man.
I'm underappreciated.
You're pretty funny, dude.
But yeah, that might be our missing ingredient too. We just got to fly Corbin out for every episode.
Okay, so how do we combine all the elements? Did you write down some?
I mean, I was trying to think of like what are viral video things I see.
Yeah.
I mean, we could dance.
Oh my God.
Those are the ones, dude. Oh, that's tough. Nothing bums you out more than seeing a hero of yours doing one of those dances.
Yeah.
like someone you look like a Peyton Manning being like,
yeah.
Like
oh my God.
And you're like, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Who did one of those? Was it Will Smith? That's who. That's how I saw.
I mean, Will Smith has been long gone.
He's been corny for a minute,
dude. Well, and he just also, I remember because like, I don't know. Have you seen the clip of him slapping Chris Rock?
Oh,
did you hear about that?
That award ceremony, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's funny? I remember one of the funny because like, do you know like the context of like he was having a tough year already? Like his like wife was cheating on him with a shit ton of men, and then she like invited Will on the podcast to talk about it.
Oh, she has a dude,
she has a podcast.
That's a horrible sentence.
And he was like, "You're cheating on me." She's like, "Listen, come on my pod. Let's hash this out."
That's how you get some clips.
Oh, I mean, that's why I even know there is a
sure
Jada Pinkett Smith podcast.
What is she anyway? I mean, that is great marketing for her.
But what was it? I think I saw a tweet that's like Chris Rock is lucky. Chris Rock is lucky. All damn, I'm butchering it. Never mind. It was like something like Chris Rock is lucky all the dudes that Jada is banging didn't come up there and start beating his ass or something. It's worded way funnier than that, but
I mean that's harsh. Also, not that should happen to any average Joe, because that would almost be funnier. But it's Will Smith. Like, I'm like one of the most successful movie stars of all time, and your wife's talking shit on a podcast to you about all the men she sleeps.
Yeah, she's like, and they called it a.
How is that acceptable?
Yeah.
They called it what?
I can't remember what they called it. Like not a misstep. I don't know. It was anyway. I'm sorry. This is like really old news. I was still living in Jacksonville when this was all going on.
I actually remember the day it happened because I had like a cyst on the top of my head removed, and I just remember I went to an open mic here in lovely New York City, and everyone's talking about Will Smith, and I was like, yeah. You know what? That looked like it hurt. It would have hurt more if he had a cyst there.
I'm speaking from experience,
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I remember that's exactly the day it happened because that's how that.
Was that really your hot take on it? Or
yeah, man. That's not a bit. I said that.
Oh my God, dude! It must have crushed.
I probably thought it did. It did.
Yep.
Oh God. Yeah. No, that is my Will Smith association. I didn't realize. So you were in Jack. So that was what? That must have been That was February 2022, probably.
Yeah.
Because if I was here in 21,
yeah,
and you were definitely here February 23, right?
Yeah.
And Oscars are in February, March. Yeah.
Hey,
that was a pretty good timeline build.
There we go. Good job, man.
So that's something from.
You're so smart.
Thank you, baby. When did you? Because you came out here when? 22, right?
Huh?
2022? You moved out to New York in 2022 or 23? 22.
I can't remember. 22 or 23. 24, 20. No, I think 23 actually.
Oh shoot. Okay. You haven't done 2 years in New York yet?
I have.
Was it earlier this year?
Yeah, like February.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Does
All
that make
right. So
sense?
early. Yeah. So that would be early 2023 then.
Anyway.
Jesus. Is that interesting?
Do we you know, I was thinking about this because like you know how like our podcast is getting so popular from our viral video.
Right.
I was thinking I was like today I was just obviously daydreaming about our future like famous guests and whatnot. And I think to like practice for it, I wanted to do this thing where let's just say I'm out of town and you're doing I don't even know where I am. I'm on the road somewhere doing
famous things.
Yeah, and
selling out arenas.
You're still here.
Thanks for that.
And you got guest host Tom Cruise.
Wow.
Okay? Now I am going to be Tom Cruise and you're going to be you and we're going to just practice. We're going to practice for a situation like this because it will come up.
Right. It'd be better to be prepared.
You don't want to look like a damn fool.
No, dude.
When Tom is here.
Can you imagine having Tom Cruise and we just winged it? We were just like, did you prepare anything? No.
What's up with you, man?
What's up with you? Yeah.
You got a lot of stuff to say.
Okay. So you're...
Okay.
Well, actually, all right. Are you in character?
Yeah.
I watched Mission Impossible 3 last night. Don't tell my roommate David.
How'd you like it?
Some of your best work. Some of your finest work.
I miss Philip, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Did you ever get? Did he like to go by Phil on set?
No, he was Philip to me.
Philip to me. Was he? Did you always feel like you had to be constantly on around him?
No, man. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just working with an actor like that.
It's an honor. It's an honor to host with you, T. Cruz.
Hey, I love you, Max.
Mm-hmm. I love you too, Tom.
Call me Tom.
Call me Tom.
Why are you repeating what I'm saying?
God, I knew you would take the show. I knew you would run this for me. I would go. All right. What would be questions I would ask Tom Cruise?
What?
Can you?
You're blowing it.
Oh, I know. First,
don't point at Tom.
Do
not point at...
Do you think Tom goes third person?
Yeah.
Would that be okay with you? All right.
Okay, am I breaking out of character? Because you're not playing the game right now. I've been Tom this whole time.
Yeah, you've been.
You're pointing at me. You're going, what am I going to ask Tom? That's so unprofessional.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to be Tom? You could be Luther.
You are really putting me in a bit here. I can be Luther. Oh, Jesus. Don't make me Luther.
You'll be Luther.
Oh, I'm taking Tom.
Tom.
You don't get to introduce this game and make me Luther.
Okay,
I'm Simon Pegg, if anything.
All right, I'll be Luther.
Okay, wait.
So we're both out of town. And guest hosting the podcast is Ving Rhames.
And Simon Pegg.
No, Tom. Okay, are you too afraid to take on Tom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fine. You'll be Simon Pegg, and I'll be Ving Rhames.
Hey, man. This might be the first time I went into Ving. I can't do it.
I knew you wanted to be Ving, and you were also typing on the computer like him, dude. Like Luther.
Aren't they both computer guys?
They are, but
they are both. Like, doesn't he do it?
I know, but they're not playing their characters. This is Simon Pegg and Ving. Otherwise, I'd say Luther and Benji.
Yeah, I guess.
Which would be way bigger gets.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how about you're Luther and I'm doing an impression of Luther?
So I'm Luther and you're Max doing an impression of Luther?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, Max.
I am starstruck.
What you doing there, man?
Just living in the moment. We
Is
love
it
you,
your
baby.
What? What? Go ask me a question about what it was like working with Tom Cruise, man.
Well,
He's my best friend. We got along so well on set.
I imagine so. There's no other reason you'd be in 7 movies.
Well,
You're not an integral part.
There is the paycheck, my boy. All right.
Oh, Christ. Oh, this has been something.
This has really fell apart. At
This
the
is
end.
really fell apart. Or what time are we at? There's at least...
We're 45.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
We're good. I mean, we're good.
We're good time-wise. It's
Yeah.
the content I'm worried about.
We need to end strong.
We need to end strong. We do need to end strong.
MSD strong.
What'd you say?
MSD strong.
MSD. What's MSD?
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, the high school that Nicholas Cruz shot up in Parkland, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Duh. How is that not an amazing reference? Ow, I just hurt my ankle somehow.
What'd you do to your ankle?
I just
top or
clicked it.
bottom?
Top ankle.
You
This
clicked
one.
top?
I clicked it.
Oh, man.
Click it or ticket.
Dude, that's... Were you a seatbelt kid? Would you wear your seat? Do you wear a seatbelt?
I would wear my seatbelt. In fact, I remember one time my mom's I had a cool college neighbor at when I was a little kid. There was a neighbor that was in college. His name was Craig, and he had an earring, and he had a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he had a waterbed.
Wow.
And he would let us come over and play Xbox, and he had a snowboarding game. He was there was no like I almost wonder if he's a figment of my imagination. That's how cool this dude was. And he I remember one time he was taking me to school for some reason, and he would not put his seatbelt on, and the whole time it's like ding 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 ding, and he just like kept like clicking the button part with his thumb to try to get it to turn off. And I remember even as a kid, I couldn't admire Craig anymore. I was like, dude, buckle your fucking seatbelt. Like, I was like, this is ridiculous.
This is crazy. I mean, it sounds like Craig was plowing your mom. I mean, that sounds like the plot of that movie. Like, that sound like he took you to school. He took you to school.
He took me to school, and he I remember one time we watched dodgeball over at his house. And hold on, I remember too he had a weird job that I like didn't make any sense. Like, I remember he was like, yeah, like I sell zip codes. And I didn't know what any of that meant, so I told my dad. My dad was like, what does Craig do? I'm like, he sells zip codes.
And your dad was like, either you got lied to or you heard. That's when they were like, we got to get this kid a tutor.
No, my dad's like, what? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I don't know. That's what he does. But it's funny you should say that it sounds like he's plowing my mom, because I remember he moved away, and then later when I was in high school, he came back to, like, he was just like visiting one time, and he stayed over at our house. And I remember he was like so obviously flirting with my mom in front of me and my brother. And we were like, I was in high school, so I was like,
he was no longer the man.
No, I was like, the fuck is, like, I was like literally like, bro, fuck Craig.
Now, if you get the balls to ask your mom about this,
You want me to ask my mom if Craig
just
ever
send her
plowed?
this whole podcast, because I think there's gonna be a lot of information she'd want.
Oh my god, I do not want to know if Craig hit.
I get that.
Did your mom ever bang any young college men?
Shit. Not in a while, at least. Yeah. Not in a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
This was a very funny story. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I think I was telling you this about the other day when my dad was dying. That could be viral.
Throwback.
That's a when my dad was dying.
Yeah. And he was high.
He was high. He was on some sweet painkillers.
And he told you he was gay.
Mm-hmm. No.
And then he said the N-word.
Let me tell
sorry.
You don't get to take over my dead dad stories.
You're right. That belongs to you. I'm
That's
sorry.
me. That's me.
Go ahead.
That's
Hey, Max, the floor is yours.
So my dad was dying. Anyway, he was on a bunch of painkillers, and he was in the hospital, and it was just me and him. And he just, that's the thing. When you know it's coming, you do just start talking shit. And I just remember we were sitting there in silence, and he looked over at me, and he was telling me, he's like, these, I'll make up a name, the Smiths in your middle school, like they were these parents. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, they were swingers. They had swinger parties. And I was like, oh. There was a little more silence, and he was like, they didn't invite me to any. I just remember, like, he held on to that his whole life. He was so bummed. Anyway.
That would bother me.
That would bother. Yeah. Come on.
Like, not
a tryout?
Yeah. Let me jack off in the corner at
At
least.
least, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
So your dad was kind of a nerd too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if he was a nerd as much as he was
Okay.
odd.
He
was a very smart guy.
He looked cool as fuck. In that photo you have of him, when he's wearing the glasses and holding the cat, and he looks emo.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, dude. He does kind of have that. He was like an odd, smart, but like a business guy. Like,
Yeah.
he definitely did like white collar drugs, and like he traveled all around like Europe and Asia doing business deals. Like, but he was like he was that type of, but he wasn't like a frat guy. He was like he was like that guy's smart guy. Like, he was the calculator guy on those teams.
Yeah.
But he hung around. Yeah. My parent I have done the least cool things in my entire. I'm definitely the most lame in my family.
What about Sam?
Nah, Sam.
He's pretty lame.
Sam is pretty lame, but nah, he's cooler. He was telling me he was giving me fighting advice. My younger brother giving me fighting advice. The audacity.
Has he fought?
He said he's been in a couple fights. He's been in a couple fights.
You know what? I'll be honest. I don't find that cool.
You don't find that?
No, I don't. That's you don't know how to regulate your emotions. That's what that tells me about you.
You're off the leash, man.
Someone needs to do some work. Work on themselves.
Yeah, that's true. In that case, I'm very cool.
Yeah, you are.
I remember as a little kid, they told us in school, they were like, you should use your words. And I was like, thank God.
Oh, shit.
That was plan A.
Hey, guys, the teacher's right.
Oh, my God. Oh.
You're like about to get your ass beat. You're like, hey, what did Mr. McCaffrey say? Let's talk this out.
Let's talk this. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Good times.
Yeah, should we wrap this up with a song?
Let's sing a song. We haven't done that in a long time.
I know. It's been a minute.
What, should Sarnwin has no words.
Okay.
That's Fifth of Beethoven for those of you who didn't get it.
For you uncultured swine. All right, yeah, maybe we should.
We should end with a song. Thanks, guys.
Bye.